UAP, UFO, every time we're together or something, and where it's out, I always get a million hits on X or Twitter or whatever. What about this? What about this? What do you think the future is, or where are we going with it?
So I'm going to toot your horn here for a minute. So Representative Burchett has been leading out this effort, and when I got into Congress, it's very hard to find a true believer that believes in it for the right reasons, wants to genuinely, I think, bring the truth out there and expose it to the American people. He's one of them, so don't ever doubt that. So much so that, he's ruffled a few feathers up here and people have kind of put him in their sights. So make sure that you back him, if you know what I mean. But what I will say is that you have been largely the reason why we've been able to have these hearings. So we're actually going to be coordinating your leading it out location for the next field hearing. And I say that because I think it's time, based on our last session that we had with members of oversight, and what we were able to conclude is that, we've brought in credible witnesses. They were telling the truth. And so it's time to move on to the next location.
Good. I would just hope we'd have some disclosure. This is 1947. They've told us they don't exist, but yet we find out they spend tens of millions, maybe billions. I don't know. Pentagon loses a half $1 trillion, and I just think we need some disclosure. What the heck are they? And what are they studying? And if they don't exist, then why are they using this money?
Well, and we know that also too, just like based on what we've been able to see evidence-wise. But I mean, talk about for a second the amount of people that have come up to you in office that have told you, but are afraid of saying anything because they don't want to be labeled with the stigma.
Just last week, I was on before our double secret hearing. I was in the gym that morning, and I get a phone call from a member, and they said, "Hey, are you watching what's on television right now?" And it was another sighting somewhere. And I said, I'd seen it a while back. I don't get too jacked up on that anymore. And he goes, then he went into explaining how when he was a young man in the military that he'd had a sighting, and he was very specific.
Yeah. And
talked about the officer that was in charge of the boat had said, this is what was going on, and they discussed it, and they, were basically, I guess, told not to discuss it anymore. And then he was in the hearing with us. I thought that was pretty cool. So we've, but it's just every day it just seems another member of Congress. And so, let's just find out what they're spending the money on.
Find out what they're spending the money on, but also too, I mean, you saw recently there was that footage of, the jellyfish UAP, and you see that and you just realize, okay, not only does that look creepy, but what is it? And so I think that these are important questions that we need to continue to ask.
This is over a military base.
Over a military base, and the individual that recorded it was looking at it through night vision goggles, but then wasn't able to see it unless he turned on his thermal FLIR. Yeah, FLIR. So, I mean, it's been interesting, but I will continue to support you on that effort, and I'm excited because as you're seeing, the more that we're doing these interviews, our group has expanded. So we had 16 members in there last time, so it's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a good start.
They try to say we were crazy.
Yeah. We already know we are. That's